I don't need to be in the light, do I? I am the light, damn it. Hopefully you don't be like, I can't see you. Um, hey, welcome back to the Prosperity Portal. I am only the mystical misfit. I don't understand how somebody got their lights on. Let me get out their business though. I don't understand how anybody got their lights on at this time of morning. But anywho, um, this is not really well, I guess it is. Whatever. It's several things. You know how I do. This is just a little check-in energetically, but it's also a I don't know what they would be called. Damn it, what is it called when you are given your I know what it's called, but anyways, it's slipping my mind. Whatever. The point is what I'm about to tell you is lived experience, realization, right? Um, Specifically in the current state that we're living, right? Now, I'm gonna be honest, I've been pretty tapped out um, of the 3D world in terms of consuming media and things like that. So, I know what's going on, but at the same time, I don't know what's going on, you know? But what I wanna say, first and foremost, as a seer, okay, I've realized that because you're constantly knowing, because you're constantly feeling, because you're constantly tuned in, you have to consciously tune out. You have to say, I want to still have awareness, but I want to have boundaries with that awareness, right? I don't want to feel as if I'm being consumed by what it is that's going on in the external because I don't have control over the external, right? So there's that. Um, for me, what I realize is I need to have that like real strong boundary put up because as an empath, you get so consumed naturally, you know, by what's going on, and sometimes that feeling can take over you. That awareness of what other people are experiencing can take over you, and you feel like this immense responsibility, like, oh damn, I have to do something, you know. But then you feel like, well damn, what am I supposed to do, especially with the world being so chaotic as it is. Like, where do I start? What how is anything that I do going to make any impact in such a colossal shit show? Well, what I realize is I've been in my own world while simultaneously conceptualizing what I want the world out there to look like, right? So that we can all be comfortable, so that we don't have to create these alternate realities. It's like you have to take responsibility for your life, right? Saying, hey, even though all this stuff is happening around me, I have a responsibility, a duty, a priority to myself first and foremost to find that fulfillment, to find freedom, and then to figure out what I want the rest of the world to look like. So you do that, and once you do that, then you become now, it's like you are part of culture. If you find a happy space, right, where you getting everything that you want for yourself, right, outside of what's happening, you can see what's happening, you know, in the world for other people, but what you're curating for yourself, no one has any control, has any impact over that, right? And I know for people, people think that it's a fairy tale, right? But I also think that like it can be whatever you want it to be, call it that, whatever. But like this world is really just a magic show. You know, living in the 3D is really one big magic trick. So if you don't take the opportunity to build something that's yours, well, then that's your fault. Like, it ain't nobody stopping you, because that is really the point of this reality. It is not to be a slave. It is not to conform. It is not to follow the leader. And any good leader isn't going to want sheep. They're going to want to help build up other leaders, right? So that they have the mentality to be able to lead themselves and not feel pulled in every direction just because the leader said this is the way to go. Because you got to have a grip on your own discernment. If you don't, then you're going to fall for anything and everything. And that's not a life I'm willing to live. Okay, to lead. I can't live like that. Listen, as an Aquarius, hell no. Okay, hell no. But anyway, the responsibility that I'm talking about that you have with yourself, I feel once you gain that position for your own life, I feel you do have a responsibility, because now you know something that others don't know, right? I do feel like you have a responsibility to then go out and start building something that's going to shape culture. Because you can't just feel, as someone that's having a human experience, like you don't have, like you're not connected to all the humans on the earth, damn it, to everything that is happening in this world. Though it's not just, the humans, and whatever is happening in the spiritual world, it's all interconnected, right? So you can't feel like you're separate from anyone or anything, which that ultimately means if you see people littering on the ground, for instance, yes, that shit should bother you. You shouldn't want to be living in a world where people are disrespecting the earth. Just saying. But yeah, the secret to happiness is taking control of your own life first and foremost, recognizing yourself as the master of your own life, recognizing yourself as the one who has a responsibility to create what you want to see in the world, recognizing yourself as limitless. That's the key to happiness. That is the secret that no one tells you, because people think, well, I'm gonna get to this particular point in life because I'm talented, because I'm skilled, because I'm kind, I got merit. But that's not real. That's not real at all. That is not real. What you're gonna get is a result of what you think, what you believe, and the actions that you take. Period. It definitely ain't gonna be handed to you without effort on your end. Alright, so let's see what's going on here. I feel like this goes back to what I already said last week. Aries season is igniting people, it has people in this energy where it's like, it's time for me to take action. It's time for me to do something. I can't just be sitting around waiting for things to happen. I can't just be sitting around waiting for things to come to me. I gotta go and do something. You're realizing that your happiness is reliant on your own actions, your own belief system. Cute. Wow. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna put this on. I'm gonna put this part on divine disruption. Wow, there's so much going on right now. Okay, I'm gonna put this on divine disruption because I haven't been over there in a minute. There's something else I was gonna say too. I'm gonna start being on this channel again. I'm gonna start doing live streams on this channel again. But I think the direction that I'm going is gonna be a little different than what people have seen in previous times. And I do want to offer kind of what I was doing before when the prosperity portal really first started taking shape, where I I'm doing the one-on-ones, you know, and allowing people an opportunity to get their questions answered. But I'm gonna do them in a very confined way. Okay, it's not just gonna be, you know, come in here and ask me about this, come in here and ask me. No, there's gonna be a very specific topic, okay, or area of focus, and if the questions are not related to your personal growth and ascension, if the questions are not related to you having clarity in order for you to take the next steps forward, um, I ain't answering questions, okay? But ultimately, the message here is, if you want happiness, you have to go and create it for yourself. And perhaps some of you are recognizing that your idea of happiness is starting to crumble. Okay, what you thought was happiness is like, maybe you're experiencing certain things that you asked for, and you're recognizing, well, damn, this ain't even really it. This ain't what I thought it was gonna be. Or perhaps you are in a space where it's like, you're growing. That's what I feel. It's like you're growing. Your vision is expanding, your desires are expanding, who you are is expanding. And so you're like, what you do now, it's like everything is changing in terms of your actions that you're taking and the way that you conceptualize the world, because you're recognizing that certain things that you wanted is just too small. It's like, okay, wait, I gotta think bigger. I gotta broaden my view, because you're recognizing that, like, this is a limitless world. You're recognizing that the only limitation is the one that you put on yourself. And so, yeah, beautiful. Beautiful. I feel like we're in a season of building for sure. I feel like we're in a season where people are awakening to maybe like what possibilities actually exist, opposed to what possibilities they thought existed based on the circumstances, the resources, the whatever that they had previously. So yeah, love that for y'all. I'm about to get up out of here because I do want to go over and do this reading on divine disruption. Um, but okay, y'all just gonna keep talking. Okay, cool, whatever. Commercial, fine. But yeah, I'll be back. I want to say that I'm gonna start coming on Sundays and like Mondays or Tuesdays, but we'll see. We'll see. Because right now I can't really put a definite schedule in place. Um, but I will be. Okay, I will be. I will be back. And I feel like it's gonna be like closer to summer when I start to get more consistent too. But anyway, I'll catch y'all on the next one.